Hey guys, and welcome to a updated Shoreline loot guide for the resort. So if you look in the timestamp down below, you can see the timestamp for the right wing, which is the east wing, which is the blue key building, and the west wing, which is the left wing and the red key building. Also in the description down below will be the full list of keys that you are going to need for this loot run, as well as I will show you on screen the actual keys that I'm going to be unlocking at the time of when it's happening. I'm also going to be showcasing you some rooms where they don't actually need keys, but ones that you should definitely keep an eye out on. So this is ground floor, and the first one we're going to be hitting up is the senator's closet, which is the 110 in the east wing. Opening up this room, just on the right hand side, you have med spawns all around the bottom here. Don't forget about the corner just here, as well as inside here. Now this thing, okay, it's not anymore. It used to be a square box, so it'd be kind of awkward to reach in, but it looks like it's fixed now, so you can easily reach over. And don't forget to look for your white dot whilst you're looting, because it will help you find little things that are hidden underneath. You can get things that spawn on top of here, as well as down there. You can get gold spawns on top of here, as well as there's a computer there, as well as gold spawns just down there. Over here as well, you can get gold spawns. You can see GP on top of here and here. And don't forget about the wonderful suitcase right there, as well as you can get medical spawns on the two shelves, just like so. Making our way downtown, walking fast, we are going to be hitting up the 107 room. Now this one is a bit optional. Personally, I kind of skip it now. Early wipe I didn't, because there's a lot of medical bags as well as duffel bags inside this area, just like so. And then another one. You can get tech spawns, so like you can get graphics cards or Tetrises that spawn on top of here, as well as on that shelves just over there. You can get your LED spawns, as well as a flammoscope. I'm pretty sure there's no PCs. No. So we're going to continue along now, and we're going to actually head inside this room down the very end here. And make sure you check these shelves right here, because they can give you those kind of the new items that got added in recently. They're like 100k, like the wrenches and all that kind of stuff can actually spawn on those shelves. Head up the flight of stairs one time and then turn to your right, and then we're going to enter 227. Now all you're going to be doing is basically looking on top of this wonderful washing machine, as well as on here, as you can actually get medical spawns there. Now the next section we're going to be hitting up is 226 and 222. It doesn't matter which key you have, they both open up to the same area. I actually have 222, just like so. Opening up this room right here, make sure you check on the left hand side. You can get tech spawns just there, as well as check inside of this box, as you can get high valuable loots. You got a toolkit, nade box, you can get an MP5 spawn on top of here, as well as this is a wonderful weapons case. Weapons locker that now spawns open, as well as make sure you check down the bottom right, and along here you can get all sort of high valuable loots right there. You can get spawns just here, as well as underneath the carpet right here and right here. You can get high valuable spawns like bitcoins and whatnot, so make sure you double check right here. You got a good old weapon box, and then you got the shelving unit and a good old LED spawn that can spawn inside there, as well as for flammoscopes as well. Now we're going to be heading back out, and then we're going to go to the left right here. Oh, sorry, wrong one. We're going to be entering 223. Inside here is a giant weapons crate. I just basically run in there, loot that. I try and loot every single weapon crate that I see, because you can get some really good loot inside of them. Next we're going to be hitting up is 219. Now on the right hand side over here, you can get any sort of items that spawn up here. In this case, it's a tool set. Well, I've got bitcoins, graphics cards like to spawn on the floor, just like so. And now we're going to head across into 218. We're going to go straight through. There's a key that spawns in here. I can't remember really which one it is, but I just know a key spawns in there. But heading across the way through, and then on this laptop right here where the blue laser is, can spawn a red key card. So make sure you check that. You don't want to be missing out on some easy lootage. Going past a hole in the floor, you got 213 just on the right hand side. Weapon box, and medical bag. Now what we're going to do is head the entire way back and then go up to the third floor. So there is an awful lot of rooms to loot in this place that I'm pointing out. Now they all have very good loot. It's all RNG kind of stuff, you know, so everyone's going to get different things. And realistically, when you're running this solo, you're kind of going to decide what rooms you hit and what rooms you're not going to hit. Next one is going to be the Health Resort Utility Room key, which is this door, or the 328. Make sure you check on the flea market for both the keys, because normally one is cheaper than the other. PC just here, medical, or sorry, PC's tech stuff on the top of here. Get graphics cards and all the wonderful things. Duffel bag, you can get weapon mods that spawn on top of here, as well as you get euros and whatnot spawn around here. A gun can actually spawn on the windowsill, just heading through into the health resort utility room key, which is this one. You can get gold spawns that spawn on top of the little side table right there. Heading along in this wonderful direction, we're going to be hitting up March Room, which is next. On the right hand side, make sure you actually slow walk around this, because this texture right here is actually above the spawning for items. So I've actually had it where Bitcoin spawned underneath one of the blood before, and I didn't notice it until I left. And then, well, luckily I got it. Make sure you check this guy's ear as well as him himself, the good old dead scav, because you can get a gold chain that spawns inside the pig's ear. Heading along down this way, next we're going to be hitting up is 316. Now this is another one of those optional ones. There is weapon boxes that spawn inside here, so one there, as well as a medical bag just out there. You can get weapon mod spawns on top of here, but again, it's when it comes to these kind of spawns, it's basically down to personal preference whether you want these kind of loot. Next we got is 314 and 313. In this case, we have the key to 314. Unlocking this door, you can get weapons, supplies, and that kind of stuff that spawns on top of there. Weapon box to the right here. Here is another tech spawn, not tech spawn, sorry, industrial spawn, so you can get like spanners and all the wonderful stuff. Coming through here is where the leady spawns, and it spawns just up here. Weapon box as well as a medical bag right there. Let's head back through. And the way to get past is barbed wire. You can jump over it, Lord knows why. You just run to the left and go through here. Here's a good old weapon box you can hit. And now you come through to the other side, which is 313, and that's what, 315? Yeah, 315. Next we're going to be hitting up is 310. Now this one used to be a god room. Recently I've had mixed results. You can get bitcoins and all the wonderful things that spawn on top of here, as well as make sure you check underneath as well, because sometimes spawning in Tarkov means the items will actually fall through and they can actually be on the floor. You got a duffel and a duffel, but this is a gold spawn room, so you see in case the horse is here, but you can get like lions and that kind of wonderful stuff. Weapon box, make sure you don't pass up on the weapon box. And the next one we're going to be hitting up is 308 as well as 306. So I have the 308 right here. You are going to need this key for a task later on, so it's actually worth grabbing. Medical box on the left here, as well as you can get food items that spawn on here, as well as on top of here. You can get medical supplies that actually spawn underneath this paper here, so you just need to walk up and have a look. Jumping, so you basically walk on top of this, what's it called? Suitcase. Jump up, you don't need to crouch or anything, and then you can just go over that way, and then vice versa, jump up, and then you can walk over that way. The generator can be a real pain sometimes. You got a weapon box right there, DVL spawn that can spawn just here against the wonderful mattresses. Gold spawn inside here as well as inside here. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 PCs that you can be checking for those good old graphics cards. So now we're going to head back out and going over the generator. Whenever you see these kind of shelves inside of Shoreline, make sure you check them, because you can actually get some really good loot on these shelves as well. There are 2 ways to go down. You can go down the stairs, but there is a hole in the floor on the other side that you can actually drop down, which is just there. Make sure you check this as well, because you can get keys that spawn literally just underneath the lip of the carpet right there, as well as it can spawn on the actual rack itself. So the next one we're going to be hitting up is 206 and 205. Unlocking these, they are connected through the balcony. That's a nice easy one again. On the right, you can get gold spawns inside this drawer that's sitting on here. You get food items and money that can spawn inside of here as well, inside those drawers. Duffel bag, good old medical bag. Making our way through, because you're so much in the open right here, what I actually do is I sprint, stop, spam F on both of those things so they open up. And you got a weapon box there, weapon box there, weapon box there, as well as stim spawns that can spawn over here, or medical spawns. And then on my way out, because again, you're very much open, because this is a main port of area right here. You're very open. So what I do is I basically walk through, spin around, look what's inside of the weapon container. Because anytime you're spending out here, same as up top, you're kind of opening yourself to this area. Because this is one of the main push points. You know, you push in here to come in here, or to go into red. There are other ways in, but that's like kind of the main portal that way. So what we're now going to do is head across. I don't really hit admin so much. I basically run through here, run through that glass right there, land down here. Check this, as this is actually a blue keycard spawn. Turn to my right, and then as I'm jumping at the window, I shoot. And then it's basically like you shoot at the very last minute as you're breaking the glass, and then you go straight through. You can always pre-shoot, but sometimes people can just be looking at that point and then look and shoot you. But if you jump and shoot at the same time, basically as soon as you hit the glass, your gun will normally go forward a bit, which means that you can shoot. So you can see right there, if I jump, the gun kind of goes forwards. So that's what I do there. Anyway, I come straight through here, and then I actually go straight up to 301. So 301 West, so we are now in the West Wing. 301 West is one of the most important rooms, in my opinion, to actually hit. Come straight up here, turn to your left-hand side. What you're actually going to want to do is when you're coming around to the left, you're actually looking for these two doors to see if they're open, because if they are open, then you know someone's camping. But what you're going to want to do is basically push through and watch that plant pot. That plant pot right here, this one, you can actually jump inside of it, crouch, and then you're kind of hard to see, especially when it's the nighttime inside of Resort. It can be a real pain to see, or if the lighting's just not in your favor. It's a really obvious spot. And then when you're unlocking, one of the best things you can do is look at these two doors, because when people hear that animation, they will then open up their door, and by the time that you've actually finished your unlocking animation, you can actually spin around to the left hand side and actually shoot them whilst those doors open up. So entering good old 301 here, you've got a power supply. So you've got Tech Luke up here as well as Tech Luke down here. Make sure you actually like wiggle your mouse back and forth along here and look for the white dot, because items like bitcoins and all the wonderful stuff like that can actually be underneath that carpet. Making your way through as well, you're going to look right here because there could be spawns here, and then you got good old spawns on either side of here, tech and medical spawns, as well as on the chairs here and here, along here, as well as on the floor and inside the good old bit of papers on the floor here. Medical, or not medical box, good old green weapon crate. What they call PCs. You got a PC there and a PC there, and you can get an SV98 that spawns on the bed, as well as medical things. We're now going to rotate our way down the end of the corridor. I don't loot this room. This is for a task. I kind of don't see any point looting that one, in my opinion. I push straight through this way, go straight past the Z, and then I don't drop down here. I actually go to the left. We're now going to enter 311. 311 right here is you can get item spawns that spawn underneath. So here you go, GP coin. We couldn't actually see it. You could only see the white dot. Make our way around, and you got a duffel bag right there. Now what I'm actually going to do is drop down here, jump over the barbed wire, and then hit 216. Unlocking 216, you got some stuff that can spawn on the left here, like GPUs, that kind of stuff, as well as an M4 that can spawn, I think, leaned up against the chair, or it's either on top of the chair. You can't miss it. You got a weapon box right here. You can get high valuable ammo, as you can see, PBS right there, as well as food supplies just here. Nade box, weapon box, nade box again, a lot of medical supplies, as well as a possible Lydic spawn. You can actually spawn just there. Now we're going to go back out, turn to our left, and we're going to be hitting up 218, 221, or finally 222. They are all connected, but 218, in my opinion, is one of the better rooms to have, because you kind of got cover. If you're unlocking your crouch, you're covered from down that direction, and a lot of people who spawn in, if you're kind of rushing here from the far side and you come straight up here to go check the red keycard room, you kind of want to get that cover from you whilst you are actually unlocking the door. But as you can see right here, you got food supplies as well as an RSAS spawn on top of there. This is where the red keycard spawns, right here. Unlocking all of these wonderful weapon boxes, as well as you got a weapon box over there. Make our way through. Got a weapon crate right here. Make our way through again, and then you got a, what's it called again, medical pouch, as well as a semi-modified M4 that can spawn right here. Make sure you check on top of these too, because you can get medical supplies right there. Coming out this way, turning to our right, we're now going to unlock 220. I actually don't see any point unlocking 219. It really doesn't have anything in there apart from a medical box. I know, a weapon supply box. So right here, you got a weapon box, med spawns that spawn all around the bottom here, another weapon box, as well as a gold spawn in the corner. That's mainly it, and as you can see inside 219, there's really not much going on inside there, so it's not really much worth. Now what I'm going to do is head in this direction, head down the stairs, and then we're going to see if this door's closed. If this door's closed, that means someone's pushed through. As this is an offline raid, you can see how the doors are actually meant to be. So if something doesn't seem right, then you know someone's around. Now we're going to be hitting up a 104. Unlocking 104. So inside here can be a blue keycard spawn. It spawns underneath these files or papers, whatever it is. Up here is medical spawns. Right here is actually a random spawn. It doesn't have to be medical. Medical spawn there, on there, as well as over here. Just as a protocol, if you are coming to West Wing first, what I actually do is hit 104. That room down there we're going to hit next. And then I'll go hit 301. 301 is kind of like your priority. So hit that, because both of these can spawn blue keycards. The next one we're hitting is 112. You are going to need this for a task later on as well. Hit this, hit that one, and then hit 301. And then basically do the route that I'm doing now. But obviously, if you spawned at the top, well, if you're going straight to 301, you spawn on this side, then you don't need to come back down to the ground floor. Anyway, right there is the next blue keycard spawn. Duffel bag, and food supplies. Next, what we're going to be doing is, so this is from the West Wing. Go straight downstairs, go check for the red keycard, which spawns right here. No luck at all. And then heading straight upstairs, and then we're going to hit 205, which is another red keycard spawn. So it's 205 or 203. I have 203. Unlocking this. Bella bing, bella boom. Inside here. Medical box, medical supplies, and then the red key card actually spawns directly here. Weapon box, make your way through. And medical supplies. You can get high valuable loot like Tetrises, medical supplies all here. As well as right here in the middle of the carpet. Medical box, and then blood set. So that's kind of how this one's done. So I just want to iterate what you would do if you actually enter West Wing and not doing it from the East Wing perspective. So what I would do if I enter from the West Wing is I would go from the ground floor, hit both of those rooms that are down on the ground floor, head straight up to 301, hit 301, and then I would drop down, hit 205, make my way along, head up the stairs, hit this room up here, the one that's actually unlocked, drop down the hole, which drops down you by barbed wire, and go that entire room. And then I will go all the way along. I would actually go across Skybridge. I wouldn't actually hit the medical box. I mean, it's kind of down to you. It's personal preference if you want to go for it. But I would actually go along and then go hit 205 and then drop down the hole and then basically do the entire loot route again. So that's what I would do if I was to hit it from the West Wing. A huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters over on patreon.com/Piranha TV, and a special thank you to Mr. IR Bribe, Justin ASDF, Freddy, and Beansy for your continued support.